Visual Symbolism in Film Noir, Objects and Settings as Metaphors. Title: Visual Symbolism in Film Noir, Objects and Settings as Metaphors. Introduction: 100 words. Film noir, a genre prevalent in American cinema during the 1940s and 1950s, is renowned for its distinct visual style and atmospheric storytelling. One of the essential elements that contribute to the unique ambience of film noir is the effective use of visual symbolism. In this article, we will explore the significance of objects and settings as metaphors in film noir, delving into how these visual cues enhance narrative depth and evoke underlying themes. By dissecting the symbolic language of objects and settings, we can appreciate the intricate craftsmanship behind this remarkable genre. Body 1. The intriguing language of shadows, 250 words. In film noir, shadows dominate the visual canvas. They act as powerful symbols, representing the hidden truths and darker sides of the characters and their surroundings. The interplay between light and darkness creates a sense of ambiguity, moral complexity, and mystery. The strategic placement of shadows on individuals' faces serves to emphasize their inner conflicts or questionable intentions. For instance, the typical image of a detective with a half-covered face, playing with shadow patterns, signifies a blurred line between good and evil. 2. The femme fatale and her environment, 250 words. The femme fatale, an iconic figure in film noir, is often associated with a visually contrasting setting. She is frequently seen in opulent interiors, adorned with lavish furniture, dimly lit by soft, seductive lighting. This setting mirrors her dangerous allure, as she becomes a living embodiment of the temptation and deceit. Alternatively, the femme fatale may also be placed in stark contrast to her surroundings, showcasing her detachment from societal norms. The deliberate use of visual symbolism in the femme fatale's environment enhances her enigmatic persona and elevates the overall thematic impact of the film. 3. The MacGuffin and its consequences, 250 words. In film noir, objects with symbolic value often take the form of MacGuffins. A MacGuffin can be any object that propels the narrative forward, regardless of its intrinsic value. The focus is on the significance attached to it by the characters and the consequences of their pursuit. The symbolic MacGuffin may represent hope, desire, or temptation. Its presence brings out the character's inner motivations and catalyzes the intricate web of deception and ambition that drives the plot. Through the careful placement of these objects, filmmakers are able to convey a deeper understanding of the characters' desires and their subsequent moral dilemmas. 4. Urban landscapes and isolation, 250 words. The settings in film noir often depict a dark, urban environment where the characters navigate a morally ambiguous world. The contrasting visuals of towering buildings, empty streets, and neon signs create a sense of alienation and loneliness. This visual representation reflects the emotional and physical isolation experienced by the characters. The city becomes a metaphorical labyrinth, trapping them in a web of crime and corruption. The oppressive atmosphere intensifies the feeling of entrapment, leading characters down a perilous path from which there often is no escape. Continued. 5. The role of lighting and composition, 250 words. In film noir, lighting and composition serve as vital tools in conveying symbolism. Low-key lighting, characterized by high contrast between light and shadow, creates a moody and atmospheric ambience. The strategic placement of light sources emphasizes certain objects or characters, highlighting their significance in the narrative. Additionally, the composition of frames, with their skewed angles and dramatic perspectives, adds to the visual tension and unease. These techniques work together to enhance the symbolic meaning of objects and settings, further immersing the audience in the film noir world. 6. The decaying cityscape, 250 words. Another recurring motif in film noir is the decaying cityscape. Rundown buildings, rusty fire escapes, and dilapidated alleys are not merely aesthetic choices, they represent a decaying society and the moral decay within it. The crumbling infrastructure serves as a reflection of the characters' internal struggles and the corruption that permeates their lives. The visual depiction of the city as a decaying entity underscores the loss of innocence and the absence of hope, reinforcing the gritty nature of film noir narratives. 7. The significance of objects, 250 words. Objects in film noir are not merely props, they hold symbolic value, carrying a deeper meaning within the narrative. A lit cigarette, for example, can signify danger or a character's precarious situation. A broken mirror can represent shattered identities or distorted realities. By utilizing these objects as metaphors, filmmakers add layers of complexity to the story and allow viewers to interpret the symbolism for themselves. These visual cues become essential puzzle pieces in unraveling the overall narrative, inviting audiences to engage in a deeper level of analysis and interpretation. 8. The power of silence, 250 words. In film noir, silence often speaks volumes. The absence of dialogue becomes a powerful tool to convey emotions, tension, and subtext. Characters' actions, gestures, or even a meaningful glance carry significant weight in the narrative. The intentional use of silence allows for a more nuanced exploration of the character's thoughts and motivations, heightening the impact of visual symbolism. The juxtaposition between silence and sound amplifies the dramatic effect, immersing the audience in the intricate web of deceit and moral ambiguity. 9. The reflection of identity, 250 words. In film noir, mirrors and reflections often play a significant role in exploring the theme of identity. Characters are frequently seen looking at themselves in mirrors, questioning their own morality and struggling with their inner demons.